Hey you guys, welcome to my channel, The Inspiring School Counselor. I hope you guys are having a great day today. As y'all can already tell from the title down below, we're going to be getting into my 2021-2022 school year in review. And let me tell you guys, I truly feel like this year has flown by. But I'm so excited that we did not, or I'm so happy that we did not experience no shutdowns, no going virtual. I finally had my first full year as a school counselor without having to worry about all of that stuff. I kind of switched up the background, okay? I am in my living room right now because y'all, for me, it is summer break, so I can kind of just relax and just have a good time. So if you guys are not on summer break yet, maybe you're getting ready to approach summer break pretty soon here. Don't worry, it's almost here. And I want to know, guys, what are you doing for summer break? What are some things that you have planned? I know for me, I'm going to be going out of town, visiting family. We have like a family get together that's going to be coming in July. So I'm totally looking forward to that. And then there's some other things I'm wanting to do, especially to get ready for this upcoming school year. And then soon I'll post a video for all of you that is watching, just to know what you can, kind of get prepared for this next coming school year. But y'all, I'm not going to prolong this time anymore. I'm going to be talking to you guys just things that I found was a big hit for the school year, things that I might, decide not to do because I feel like it just wasn't right. My biggest challenge this year, my biggest reward this year. And so I can't wait to get into this with you guys. If you guys have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. All right, you guys, let's get into it. So I have my tablet right here, y'all. I'm going to be reading from here because I don't want to, excuse me, y'all, that was my phone. All right, anyway, I don't want to, leave anything out. But the first thing that I want to talk to you guys is about the things that I loved this school year, okay? Things that I really just enjoyed about this school year. And so the first thing that I have written down is my schedule. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love my schedule this year. If you guys watch my videos in the past, I talked to you guys how when I first started back in January 2020, I was a part of that related arts rotation. So I was teaching 3 classes per day, Monday through Friday. It just took a big chunk of my day out. But it wasn't until the school year of 2020-2021 where my principal was like, you know what? We're in a pandemic, we're going virtual. I need, you to just have more. I just need you to have more time to do the things that you need to do. And so my hats go off to my principal because she really did protect my time as a school counselor and, really just allowed me to be able to free up that time to really just devote to the students and implementing things. And so it was since then that I was able to kind of just change my schedule around. And so coming into this school year, 2021-2022, I was really able to fit my schedule the way I like. So I actually taught 1 class per day, and I focused on a specific grade level per week. So for instance, 1 week I would have just nothing but second graders, and it will go from like 11 to 12. I would teach them, and then I was able to vote the rest of that time, like for the other grades, to do like small groups, individual counseling, and then if any issues raised up, with any students with behavior issues, then I was able to go and see them. When I was a part of the related arts rotation, I wasn't able to do that. Like, it was harder for me to have access to those students that were having like those meltdowns, and that was having like those behavior issues because I was always tied to a classroom. And so I really love my schedule this year. And so that was like a big thing for me. I also loved implementing the school store, which really it's not really your school store. It's really a rewards card. I loved implementing that. Once again, I first started that off for the 2020-2021 school year, but of course I continue to do it this school year. And I just really love that I did that because it gave the students something to look forward to and also an incentive to do what they're supposed to do, like doing their work, listening, walking in a straight line, being able to impact the attendance and also the office referrals and just different things. And so I was just happy to have that situation, especially with me. I work in a primary school setting, and so I'm dealing with pre-K through second graders. So they're going to need a lot of that, rearing and, incentives to kind of just give them the motivation to want to do what they're supposed to do. I know there are some people that kind of frown upon, implementing things like that because they feel like you should not have to, I guess in a sense, bribe students to do what they're supposed to do. But to y'all, like I've mentioned, I made this comment before when I was talking about the school store, but y'all, we get paid to work. All right. So why can't the students get paid in a sense to do the things that they are supposed to do? Why can't they get paid through doing a reward card or something like that when they are really putting forth that effort to do that which is right? Another thing that I really enjoyed doing this year, and this is more of an event standpoint, which was doing the Thanksgiving event, you guys. I talked to you guys about that. I actually have a whole video dedicated to that. So if you have not watched that, I will put that down in the description below so that you guys can click on that after this video, because maybe you're wanting to implement that this upcoming school year. But I just had a whole thing like when involving Thanksgiving, like we had a whole week where it just was devoted to like a whole spirit week where the kids had to dress up. And then we also did like a Thanksgiving thankful tree where the kids were able to write on leaves and put on the tree, and we were able to display it in the I guess lobby or foyer of the school. So it was just a really good time. The kids look forward to that, and I definitely love implementing that. Another thing that I enjoyed doing, and that was sending out my school counselor monthly overviews. One thing that I have talked about time and time on this, on my platform, is just you as a school counselor and the importance of you advocating for your role, and then also showing the school staff, the parents, the students, what you are doing, how you are serving the school. And so you could do that by doing your school counselor monthly overviews. So, and basically, and if I remember, I will put a picture so that you guys can have a view of what that looked like. But I also dedicated a video to that, and if I can find it, I will put that down also in the description below, and I will post it on my school's social media site. But it basically showed like how many individual counseling sessions I had that month, what small groups I implemented that month. It also talked about the lessons that I done with the students that month, and just different type of counseling tools that I use, and any type of professional developments that I was able to take that month. I would put that in the school counselor monthly overviews. And like I said, it just gave the parents, the teachers, the students an overview of just everything that I've done to serve the school as a whole. And so that was something that I enjoyed, and that's something that I'm going to continue to do because I feel like it's very important. And then also on that overview, I also showed my use of time, how much I spent in direct services and also indirect services. I also showed the non-school counseling time that was spent and my fair share responsibilities that was spent, and it gave like all the percentages. So I was able to really just highlight that when I did those overviews. And so that is something that I highly recommend for you all to do, you school counselors and even school counselors to be, so that whenever it is that maybe you have a parent or somebody that questions your role, you could pull out those school counsel overviews and be like, look, this is what I've done, okay? And this is also something good that you could put like in your school counselor portfolios, just an example of how you were able to show the work that you have done with the students and for the school. So that is something that I also enjoyed doing. And another thing that I really enjoyed this year was being able to travel to different schools to be able to help in certain situations. So I actually have posted a video on this as well. And I will put that also down in the description below if I can find it. But for an example, I was sent to a high school because there was like a gun threat or some type of threat that took place. And so I had to go and help with that situation along with other school counselors around the district. And that was just a really good experience for me. I just love being able to be utilized in that way and being able to, supply services for those students. Even though I know that I was actually leaving my own school, however, I still knew that I was helping other students out. And then I was called because at a neighboring school, the school counselor there was out And so I had to kind of fill in ever so often whenever they need me. And so I actually really did enjoy that. So now we're going to be getting into the things that I wish I either done more of or the things that I wish I had implemented. And so the first thing that I have on my list is I wish that I did small groups in the morning time versus, I know I was talking to you guys in times in my videos prior where I did my morning play group, and that was all year long. That one play group all year long, and we would switch out the students every 4 weeks. However, I wish that I did not focus on just that one small group. And I think I talked to you guys about this. I actually had done this small group with 2 special ed teachers as well. So we just came together and we implemented this, but it was a great benefit to the students. We did see some gains. Like for instance, I had one student that did not do a whole lot of talking, but when she was in the morning play group, we actually seen her open up a whole lot more than what she has done in time past. And so I was excited about the gains like that. However, I do wish that I did not focus on that small group in the mornings all year long. I do wish I had implemented like other small groups, like whether I wanted to do like a small group based on like anger management, or maybe a responsibility small group or attendance small group, because I found where in the mornings was the best time to pull those students in. And so definitely that is something that I'm going to be looking into for the next year, is to focus on doing small groups in the morning. And even though I was able to do small groups during the daytime or during the school day, however, it was still hard to get those small groups in because either I was doing lunch duty or I was on lunch, and so I didn't really get a chance to pull those students during that time. That is something that I'm definitely going to look more into, and also be even the more intentional about my small groups. And so that is something that I do want to make sure that I try to do better in. The next thing that I have written down under this is student council or safety patrols. Like I want to implement something like that, which I've never implemented something like that before in my life. I did see my school counselor supervisor whenever I was doing my internship implement that, and I was kind of able to see the beginning process of that. But that is something that I would love to do, because I found where there were students that really just wanted to help and wanted to, especially like during car duty, they wanted to hold the doors, they wanted to hold the sign, they wanted to call out the names for the students to know that it was time for them to come up. And so with that being said, I would love to implement something like that at some point. I do know I need to do a little bit more of my research and how to kind of just incorporate something like that, and as well as, of course, talking to my principal about that as well. But I just feel like that is just a great opportunity to put students, in that leadership position, and then hold them to that to see, just how they do. And so that is something that I really look forward to. I also want to do, and this is more from an event standpoint, but like do a career day where I pick maybe a handful of students that can, take on a career. They dress up and like they do a whole report on it, and then have like other students come and view their work. I would love to do like a live, I guess you would call that like a live career museum. And that is something that I would love to do and love to implement. Another thing that I wish that I had took the reins on this year, but I did not know anything about it. And actually my principal ended up choosing like the data clerk to be over it. But if I was thinking, I would have been like, I got this. She don't even have to worry about this. This is like in my realm. Okay. And that is senior walks. If you don't know what senior walks is, it's basically when the seniors from a high school come to the elementary and middle schools to walk the halls and have all the students see them that's in the lower grades, so that they can have something to look forward to. And I wish that I was over that, but of course, time went by. I didn't know really anything about it. And it wasn't until like the day before where, it ended up that the data clerk couldn't be there and the principal ended up forgetting. And so she was like, hey, can you take on this? And so it was just a lot of last minute things. But however, I was able to get it all together and it did turn out right. However, whenever I'm given the right amount of time to get it together, I would really want to make sure that my students at the school is prepared for it. So I would have them do either like posters saying congratulations and, just have a big thing, as well as, providing like food and stuff for the seniors that's going to be walking the halls. I will say that day I was actually able to pull like two kindergartners to meet the seniors in the library to pass out these like cards to give them saying like congratulations, and it was actually made by one of the kindergarten teachers, and that was just a great time for them to go and pass out those cards to the seniors. And so, but I would love to implement more of that. And I was wondering, do you all do senior walks at your elementary and middle school, or maybe you're at the high school level and maybe you're orchestrating that? Do you guys do that? Please put that down in the comments below. Another thing that I would really love to do and implement, and that is coffee with the counselor. It's a time where you're able to invite the parents to come out, and maybe you are talking about a specific subject, but basically it's about educating the parents. That is something that I would love to do, and I'm going to be looking more into, especially during this summer break, to look at different coffee with the counselor subjects, and even talking to my principal about doing that. Another thing that I would like to implement this year, or do more of, I should say, this year, and that is post on my school social media site in regards to like the school rewards card. I found where I did not do that at all. A lot of it was just coming from the students' mouths, them telling their parents about the school store. However, I would like to do a better job of making sure that I really, bring more awareness to the school rewards card so that the parents know, hey, this is what your students are working on, getting things from the rewards card. And then there's also other things that I would like to do, like even though I send out my school counselor monthly overview, but once again, that's an overview. It just gives like an idea of what we're going to be talking about in the individual counseling sessions that I'm having in the small groups. However, I would like to, just make it a little bit more detailed by maybe every week, maybe sending out, okay, this is what we're talking about this week, and this is what we're going to be covering. You might see this particular thing at home if we're covering this particular topic. So I'd like to just give a little bit more detail on that versus just leaving it up to the school counselor monthly overviews. So one of the things I want to talk to you guys about, and that is the biggest challenge that I had this year. Now, I must say, we did not have a whole lot of issues when it came down to behavior. We really only had, I would say, maybe one or two students that we really had to deal with behaviors with. But as far as for school as a whole, we had a really good year. However, when it came down to one student in particular, I just really wish that I had found things that really would work for this student. And you guys, look, it is trial and error, especially when you're dealing with a student that is dealing with a lot of trauma that they have experienced in their past. And once again, these are young students that I'm working with. So it's really trying to, work at trying to find things that is going to help them through those times where they might feel like they are getting elevated, or they might feel like they're getting angry, or something is getting ready to go on. And so I feel I have pulled out the works with this particular student, but it just seems like nothing was helping. But once again, I love this thing that says sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. But still yet, that was one of the biggest challenges for me this year, is finding things that really could help this student. However, I did not give up. And then there was days that I was the student's person, and then there was days that I was not the student's person. And so that's what you will find as school counselors to be, is that you might find yourself in this position where, look, I'm pulling out the works, I'm pulling out the theory, techniques, and nothing is happening. You just have to continue to just, not get tired of finding things and implementing things until you find that right thing and the light bulb goes off, okay? In that student's head that says, okay, this is going to work. But still yet, that is something that I have written down. The next thing I want to talk to you guys is my biggest reward from this year. And y'all, that was implementing that rewards card. I cannot tell you guys just the joy and the happiness that was on the students' faces whenever they would come to my room to do the rewards card. They always was talking to me in the hallways about it. Like, that was one of the biggest things that I absolutely loved and enjoyed to do. And also I would say another big reward is being able to have my schedule the way I want to have it. And so it really just loosened me up to where I was able to, be there for those students that really needed it. I was able to be a part of those meetings that I really needed to be a part of. And so I really just love that. And my hats go off to my principal for that, for giving me that ability to be able to do that. And I was able to see change take place. And guys, I'm actually going to go back to the things that I wish I'd done this year. And I wanted to actually mention this because I actually forgot about this, but I want to be more intentional about School Counselor Week. To me, this year, because this year has just flown by to me, but School Counselor Week came so fast, so fast. And so I wasn't really able to implement or make a big deal out of it at my school. And so that is something that I wish I've done. And I'm really going to be looking forward to doing that this upcoming year. But basically making a big deal out of it. Now, I know I made a big deal out of it on my School Counselor channel, because if you guys watch, I did a lot of shorts. And so that type of thing, but I definitely want to make a big deal out of it at the school. And so making sure that the students are aware, and making sure that the parents and the teachers are aware. I know when I first came to my job, which is back in January 2020, that was the year that my school made a big deal out of it. And so they celebrated me as a school counselor, and I'm so appreciative for them for doing that. However, this year they did not do that, which is totally fine, but I do wish that I made a big deal out of it myself. So that was something that I wish that I'd done. But now I want to start talking to you guys about things that I'm looking forward to, but kind of not looking forward to. But this year we're getting a new principal. And though I am happy, first of all, I love the principal that we had. I mean, she was just awesome in my sight, and she just really did a great job in protecting my role as a school counselor, and then really utilizing me the way that I needed to be utilized as a school counselor. I'm familiar with the principal that's going to be coming in this year. However, it's still going to be a time where I kind of see, where she's at and what's her views as my role as a school counselor. And so it's just going to be, still yet even advocating for my role even the more, and just getting her familiar with the things that I've done, and with the principal before, and what are things that she's wanting me to continue. So that is something that I have to look forward to, but kind of not look forward to. So I'm kind of like in the middle of that. So you guys, that is everything that I have for you guys for my 2021-2022 school counselor year in review. But I want to know, what was some of your biggest challenges this year? And also, what was some of your biggest rewards this year? I would love to hear that. Please put that down in the comments below. If you guys have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload a video. I'll see you guys next time.